So, Shell, if you go next to Tommy, we're now live and this is for real.
We're now live. When we say this for real, because we just done an interview that I thought was live and it wasn't, so we're going to do it again.
But we can summarise.
We're summarising.
Yeah,
I want to ask you the same. So
I've still got the passion, don't you worry.
we're in Braintree. This young lady has become the face of these demonstrations online, certainly shared and discussing this content. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Shell, but I go by Free Speech Shell on X, and I live in Braintree. I've lived in Braintree all my life, and my family originate from the East End.
What's brought you here today? Why are we protesting? What are you protesting about?
So I was a victim of migrant crime, and it's driven me to want to support my community because so many people are living in fear. My inbox is full of messages from women who have had things happen to them. They feel that they report it to the police and it isn't dealt with. They're gaslit, and I want to stand up for them and say, no, we're going to not have this here.
Can I ask you, something's changed, because in the last 24 months, there's so many ladies like yourself, mums, who are now speaking out on camera, organising themselves across the country in different towns and cities. Lots of these demonstrations, the vocal faces of them are women. Why is that? What's changed that's brought you out on the street that's making you willing to stand and put your face on camera?
Because I don't want to watch the women of this country turn into invisible creatures. I mean, you've only got to look what's happening in Afghanistan, in Iran. Women are silenced, they're seen as second-class citizens. And do you know what? We all come from women, so why shouldn't women be powerful and strong? They shouldn't be suppressed.
In this area, let's just give the history quickly, yeah? So the history, if I'm right, is that there's an army base here where they've put 800 migrants in. The local council tried to fight the Home Office. There was a 3-year battle, 3 judicial reviews. Keir Starmer, before the election, promised to close down this military base housing these migrants. But rather than close it down, he increased the capacity by 50%. So he's totally lied. This is the problem with politicians in the UK. Think about Trump. He says what he's going to do, he does it. They lie, they promise us things. Now, how far is the army barracks from here?
So it's about 20-25 minutes.
And so how do the migrants get from the army barracks? How do they affect this town centre if they're out there?
So what happens is the Home Office has a contract with Clear Springs, who manage the base, and they provide a bus service by Foster and Hartley, who bus the migrants into the town. On a Thursday, that can be anywhere between 300 to 500 migrants.
Families, children?
No, all men.
So 300 to 500 migrant men, undocumented, are brought from an army barracks into this small town centre every week?
They are. And to have parties and events held by Care for Calais, paid for with taxpayers' money.
Care for Calais are?
Care for Calais are a charity that, in my opinion, are part of the actual smuggling gangs. I believe that they are facilitating migrants coming to this country.
Well, they are. That's exactly what their job is.
Yeah, I mean, we've also got them infiltrating churches here. I've got people that are congregation members that have been in the church for years. A family that even had their grandmother actually paid for this church to be built and an extension, and they've left the church because of the migrants going in there.
These 300 to 500 men that are busting here each week, has that had an effect on any local business, do you know?
100%. I mean, you'll speak with someone today that I know that is a market stall holder. He's 50% down. He sees the migrants withdraw money from the cash machine and go and spend it in a betting shop. I had a betting shop whistleblower. I had a vape shop whistleblower. These are people speaking out that are sick of it, and they're scared. They're thinking they're going to get hurt.
These whistleblowers, are they coming to you?
They're coming to me.
They're not going to local media?
Absolutely not.
Something insane is going on, though. There is a creation of activists, general members of the public. Rather than the media telling these stories, normal citizens are stepping forward and they're telling the stories of the people. There's a big detachment now between the media and the people. Where these whistleblowers, the media should be telling these stories. Yeah. The local press.
Yeah, they're not interested. They're not interested.
The local press aren't interested in... And tell me, you speak to lots of women, you speak to lots of business owners. Has there been any instance of harassment, sexual harassment, with regards to young girls, women in this town from these migrants?
Yes, so there's a few establishments that are open after 5 p.m. in the evenings, and we've had migrants go into the window, the girls alone working, blowing kisses, banging on the window. During the day there was a schoolgirl walking and they were harassing her, so one of the ladies in the shop went out and they said to the migrant, leave her alone. It was a Somalian man, he was very intimidating. Broomfield Hospital, obviously recently there was a sexual assault of a nurse. Now this nurse was treating a migrant in intensive care, okay?
And he sexually assaulted her? Sexually
assaulted her. He's got caught on the 16th of February, Chelmsford Magistrates.
So we're not talking about rumours anymore. We're talking about a case where a migrant from the local army barracks has now sexually assaulted an emergency worker.
Yeah. And he not just did that, he exposed himself outside the front of the hospital and urinated on the floor in front of women and children.
He's back in the base too, allowed to...
Yeah, he's been bailed back to the base, and we haven't had it confirmed if this migrant is actually allowed out. But I would imagine he is.
He will be allowed out. They can't stop him.
Yeah, the Home Office will be told, it's against his human rights. Well, what about the human rights of these women in this town who are worried?
He's not been remanded into prison, so the local community is still in danger if this man, let alone the others who we don't...
And he's pled guilty.
Be forever suppressed and covered up and not have a voice. And you don't want to just do it for you want to do it for the women in Iran and Afghanistan. These are people with lived experiences, so you have a voice, you need to use it, otherwise you're going to lose it, and that is the truth of the matter.
And what about if they're scared? Let me ask you again, I think I just met your husband.
Yeah.
And I've said to him, I used to get my activism, my ex-wife was scared for me, her parents were scared for her, my mum was scared for me, your family must be scared for me, just speaking honestly.
Yeah.
So what's that been like?
They are scared for me, and a lot of them have said, please don't do this, there's no going back, but I don't want to go back. My eyes are fully awake to what
is going on, and I don't want this to happen to people, so if it means I've got to sacrifice myself, I don't really care anymore.
Can I hear, we're going to sit down and have a proper sit-down interview, because your family lived under threat. There were some incidents. Can you briefly just give us a quick summary of what happened? Because I don't think I'll do it justice. I want to show people the videos.
Yeah.
There were some insane videos. Can you explain it?
Look, for a good 16 months, I was completely harassed. My life was put at threat. I was 9 months pregnant. I come home to I was home in my house after this attack with the sword, and many, many horrendous things happened to me mentally and physically. And the whole time, I really trusted God. I was reading the Bible, I was praying, and I have got to this point now in my life where I know that God was supporting me, and I feel this happened to me for a reason. It was to do good with it.
So basically, your family lived in a home, there was a Muslim migrant in the property next door to you. There's evidence and video of him with machetes. He attacks your house with a sword whilst your family are inside. Tell me how terrifying that was. What was you thinking when you were in the house?
So I wasn't actually home at the time.
The ring doorbell is he's smashing his way in.
Yeah, so look, he rang the police the day before he did that to my house, and he told the police what he was going to do.
And what did the police do?
I didn't know about this till I found the IOPC report. I went to...
So once he's attacked your house with a sword, you get the report which shows that he told the police the day before he's going to do it?
Yeah.
And they didn't do anything?
No, they didn't do anything.
We're going to cover this We're going to cover this properly because we need to expose the police failures here. There's a video of him on the driveway with a machete before this.
Yeah.
What did you call the police about the machete?
I went to Crime Stoppers Anonymous because I was terrified. He came out in the middle of the night with a machete in his underpants.
You've got to see it.
In his underpants, drunk, smashing the hell out of a plant, right? Shouting his wife's name because he beat his wife. Now, I reported that to Crime Stoppers. I heard nothing. Then not long after that, he got arrested for domestic violence, and then I told the police some information because I was scared, and I provided the video. Do you know what Essex Police said to me? You sure he's not doing gardening?
You've got to see the video. This is the problem here. So this isn't just about migrants coming in. This is about and undocumented migrants. This is about the failure of the authorities, the police and the government to deal with their crimes, but also to protect British citizens.
If I hadn't have been mentally okay, I would have broken down. But all I kept doing is having faith, because I thought when people see everything to do with this, they will understand.
But that's only because you recorded everything.
Yeah.
If you didn't record everything, which we've got the videos, would he be getting done, and would anything be happening?
Do you know what? I don't think it would, and I think I'd probably be dead. If I'm deadly serious.
If it was allowed to continue.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is common knowledge. He assaulted a police officer. He got a suspended sentence for that outside my house. Headbutted a female police officer. If that was anybody else...
If I headbutted a female police officer, I'm getting 10 years. Probably.
Exactly, yeah. And also, but you wouldn't have already attacked...
Have done it anyway,
but before that, you attacked the house with a sword, and you've been seen with a machete and done other stuff.
Where is he now?
He's not allowed in Braintree. But
he's not in jail?
In London, yeah.
He's not in prison, man. What's going on?
Yeah, it can come back to me at any time. That's the fear I have to face.
As a community, this community's come together for a long while now. How much political support has there been from who? Reform are obviously a new party. What's the support been like?
Zero. I mean, the only person that's reached out just recently is Advance, but apart from that, zero. I mean, James Cleverley's a sir, but to me, he'll never be a sir. He got that on the backhand of Rishi Sunak. I wrote to him when this was happening with my family. I got a pathetic reply saying justice had been served. Well, it wasn't served, James Cleverley, and you've got two sons.
Did he throw acid?
Who?
Was there an incident of acid, or was I've been talking
Oil.
so many hot oil?
Yeah. Hot oil, that did happen, yes.
He threw hot oil at your children's
Playhouse, yeah, my 3-year-old son's playhouse. I mean, even now, my son is 5 years old.
We're going to do an in-depth story on this, so you need to see it all, yeah?
Yeah.
And what you need to ask yourself, we met Rhiannon White's family yesterday, who was murdered by a Sudanese illegal immigrant. They knew he was illegal. He butchered her. We've seen 7 rapes in the last 7 days. We're now meeting Shell. How many more women like this are there? Now, this lady's brave enough. She's putting her face to camera and she's telling her story. But originally, she went anonymously to Crime Stoppers because she was scared, right? Since speaking out, she's faced a lot more backlash. But how many more women like this are there in every town and city that are being infected by what? By illegal immigration that should not be here. This shouldn't be happening. This lady should never have had to live like this. The women of Braintree shouldn't have to live like this. 300 men with undocumented should not be bussed into this town centre. The businesses should not be affected. So you've stepped up as a leader. I think, again, can I just ask you, you come across very well. I know how difficult it is from my first interviews. You know, all my first interviews, I went and done about 10 vodkas and then stood there with the English defence. Yeah.
Can I just add on there, Tommy? Someone has just said, this interview is brilliant. She's a great speaker. I'm smashing it.
Thank you.
But this is what I'm watching, yeah? I wanted to make
cheers.
that's the point I wanted to make.
Thank you.
Because I know how difficult it is to stand in front of a camera, yeah? When you've never stood in front of a camera. So what's your history?
Yeah.
What have you done before this? Was you just a mother? Are you
Listen, I won't say what I really do. I probably won't have a job after this. But to be honest, I don't care.
You've done nothing like this before.
No, nothing. I'm not
been a
media
public-
trained. I've never spoke in front of... I used to be scared to speak in front of people. I just did makeup. But to be honest, I think I've got so much passion and drive. I feel like I'm fighting for my life in this situation. I'm fighting for the life of all women.
Mothers be inspired, yeah? And that's it. The time is now for mothers to rise up, and it's encouraging because they are. I watched the development of the Pink Ladies. I said earlier, at a demonstration last year, I bought a French group. I met the lady this week. She's fearless. She's amazing. Her name's Alice. I met her in Paris to walk the streets of Paris. We got attacked there, yeah?
Wow.
Videos coming next week. But we met her, and when I looked at that group, I thought, we need this. They're called Nemesis, yeah? And I looked at them. There's 500 female activists. And I looked at them and thought, Britain needs this. Women need to be inspired by this. The women are now standing up, because where are the feminist groups to talk about these issues? They're nowhere. So there's now a new army of mothers. I think you're going to inspire lots. Well done.
Hope so.
Well
Thank
done
you.
for your bravery, and you're very good.
Thank you.
Keep going.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shirley.
Thank your husband.
Thank you.
For allowing his wife to stand up.
Listen, he don't allow me. I wear the...
Yeah, well, you wear the trousers. Yeah. Okay. Let's get him out of here. He probably,